welcome to Life's Beating Heart. My name is Matthew, and today I'm going to do a tarot card reading for you. I am setting the intention here to channel messages and guidance from your angels, ancestors, and spirit guides. And yes, quick disclaimer before I jump into the card reading that my readings are timeless, so whenever this video finds you, there may be a message in it for you. And also, please use your own discernment to judge what messages are for you and how they apply to your own life, and take personal responsibility for your own choices and actions. Okay. So without any further ado, I'm going to start shuffling cards here, and we are going to see what messages you need to hear most today. I actually want to start with, what deck do I want to start with? Ooh, actually, we're going to do we're going to do this elemental oracle today. Okay, hold on. One moment. This is going to be the sort of overall energy, and then we'll go into the tarot and pull some more context and details for you here. Okay, so let's start with this elemental oracle. What messages does the viewer need to hear today? What messages do you need to hear? Okay, we got one. Let's see. Let's see together. What did we get? Depth and the lake. Interesting. I was just at the lake. I just came back from the lake. I sat on the edge of the lake to do my morning meditation, and I came back home to record this video for you guys. It's in my posts. I put a picture of the lake, actually, already in my posts, if you want to go look at it. So bodies of water could be very significant for you here, just on a physical level. If you can go sit by a body of water, absolutely go do that. However, there's going to be more layers to this message here. So this is about depth. This is about your depths as a person. So water, lakes make me think of water, of course, make me think of emotions. Right. But this can be depths as well on many levels here. So let's read to you very briefly from this little guidebook. I love reading from books. I just love reading out loud. So before I get into the freestyle interpretation, we're going to read from a book. So, depth. Do not take the shallow alternative. Deep dive. Do the research. Do not cut corners. You may not be seeing the whole picture, so take your time with a decision. All right, interesting. So it's asking you also to deep dive into a situation or a possible decision or something you've been considering here. Interesting. It's telling you to take the deepest possible approach here. Do not make superficial, shallow decisions at this time. Okay, let's continue. Lakes are natural, self-contained bodies of water not connected with an ocean. They have their own ecosystems and often contain their own endemic species. Oh, actually we have a lake here in Finland. It's actually kind of interesting. It's like a really the largest lake in Finland, and as its own ecosystem, it has its own seal species that lives only in this particular region, only in this one lake in Finland, in the middle of Finland. There's like one particular species of seal. That's kind of sorry, completely random tangent, but I just find it to be interesting that nature be like that sometimes. Isn't that kind of cool? All right, hold on. Most have at least one stream or river directing the flow outwards. The different classifications of lakes include glacial, tectonic, fluvial, and shoreline, and those formed by meteorites hitting the Earth. As they are often freshwater, historically, lakes have attracted human occupancy as they are a water source. On Earth, most lakes were formed in the higher northern latitudes, although there are notable exceptions in Africa. Mhm. Spiritually, lakes have, yeah, the northern latitudes, yes. Well, I'm in Finland, it's the land of lakes up here. Spiritually, lakes have been a place of magic and power. Lake Wanaka in New Zealand is said to breathe in and out with the giant that lies underneath it. Lake Baikal in Siberia, sometimes referred to as the Sacred Sea, is the largest source of fresh water in the world, containing over 20% of the world's unfrozen fresh water. Over 630 kilometers long, Baikal is very deep, and its waters are very clear, and it contains over 3,000 unique species. One common shamanic practice is offering a small amount of vodka in certain sacred spots. It is also believed that something should be thrown into any fire you light as an offering to the spirits. It is said that if you bathe here or in other lakes, such as, oh god, Icelandic, I can't pronounce Icelandic, Lagar, please forgive me, in Iceland, you bathe in a lake somewhere in Iceland, you will receive healing energies from the pure and ancient waters. Wow. All right. Interesting. So there was a lot there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So something about cleansing practices, making offerings as well here could be significant for some of you. And then just in general, the overall message was something about looking, doing your research or taking the deeper approach in assessing a situation that you're in here. So we're going to pull some tarot now, and we're going to flesh out this storyline here for you. We're going to pull out the narrative. All right, let's see. What is the situation here that's going to require examining the depth? Okay. I'll put that one back. We have two cards came out. The Lovers and Maturity. Now, I'm going to give you two options, so put yourself where you see it. The Lovers can certainly represent a person, a specific relationship, someone, a partnership of some kind. And the Maturity is the Ace of Pentacles, so this would be talking about planting a seed or a new beginning or an offer being given to you. Yes. Okay, but the Lovers does not necessarily have to refer to a person. It can also, in a more general and broad sense, refer to major life choices. You know, like the life choices where your life path kind of forks, right? Like the forking points on a path, right, where you can choose from going left and go right, and it'll take you in a completely different direction with your life. So it's kind of like those major choice points. So what I'm getting so far from these first few cards is you are on the precipice or at a crossroads, perhaps, or there's a decision being presented with you here, which you can choose to take it and plant the seed and run with it and let it to grow, or you can go in a different direction. Yes, but what the cards so far are suggesting or asking you to do is to take a little bit of time to consider this here, or not to like immediately make a decision to, or make a decision based off of limited or superficial information or understanding. It's asking you here to take a little bit of a deeper look at the offer, at the person, at the whatever, the life path being presented to you here, the possibility, the direction you could go. Take a little bit of a deeper look at it and make a more informed decision. That's what we've got so far. We're going to continue. We're going to pull some more cards and get some more information. Let's see what else. The maturity card is saying that there could be a lot of potential here. Before I continue on, the maturity card is also saying there could be a lot of potential here for personal growth as well through this. But it's like a sense of there's also with the maturity card. So it's the Ace of Pentacles. But what are the kind of nuance that I'm sensing here in this particular context, in this with this card in particular, is saying there's something about like having a level of self-knowledge, a level of maturity in yourself, a level of understanding of your own depths that you will then be able to make much more informed choices about what is for you, who is for you, what life path is for you, what partnerships are for you, what collaborations are for you, and which ones are not. So this is something about knowing yourself well enough to make those sort of distinctions and discernments for yourself here. Okay, let's continue on. What else? What more information can we get for the viewer today? What do they need to hear? Okay, I had this one came first. All right, we have the miser, and we have 4-4. Okay, we have 4-4. We have 2 4s. So we have postponement. The miser would be the 4 of Pentacles, and the postponement card would be the 4 of Swords. All right, so there's a withholding. These are 2 energies, 2 very strong, very clear energies of withholding. Yeah, I mean, just look at that. Like, look at it. So first of all, on the physical level, this person is hoarding their treasures. They don't want to share. They're not letting the energy flow. And on the postponement card, someone is sort of watching from the outside in considering, but not acting, not making a decision, not taking any actions here. Okay. Interesting. Very fascinating. Wow. Okay. So there could be with the miser, especially, there could be a fear of loss of what you have gained up to this point. So it's like, if I go and take this new direction or start this new relationship, is it going to add to my life, or is it going to be the undoing of me? Oh goodness! Oh goodness! Oh goodness me! If it were that. So there's a little bit of hesitation here and a postponement and an unwillingness to actually sort of take the action and plant the seed here. I'm getting a little uncomfortable in my chair, actually. Wow. Listen, geez, guys, come on. So, what do I say about this? Interesting. So I'm really drawn right now to the rainbow colors. The rainbow colors. Like these ones here, I'll show you. Because you see that, like, the card of the postponement, it's like mostly gray on the outside of the frame, but they're kind of focused on the looking in at the frame where there is sort of more life and more color happening there, right? Now, interesting. So what I am seeing here is that you have already, to a degree, reached like a certain level of cultivation of this like energy inside yourself. Okay, like in your own energy, you're quite like well developed here, but I think there's like a little bit of a hesitation or a fear of what will happen then if you bring in another energy here that's outside of you to like work with and balance here. There's like a fear of the inner riches and inner wealth that you've cultivated here being drained and more or less stolen from you. It's like, is it safe for you to share your depths with another without that just being drained out of you? Like, all your creative potential here? Would investing your creative potential in this direction, in this opportunity with the Lovers card here, will this like grow and flower for you here into an even brighter future? Because that's sort of what I'm sensing with the colors and the postponement. It's like this person sort of looking towards the potentials of the future here and trying to make a decision that's going to be safest for them. Interesting. So I want to pull. Okay, I do want to pull a final card to like get advice or an outcome or something, but we're not going to do that yet. Hold on. We're going to do clarifiers first, actually. We're going to, before we advance the story, we're going to clarify what's already on the table. All right, let's do that. So let's see. Depth. Let's clarify the lake with depth first. Clarify the lake. Okay. Well, I got two. I will take two because it's the main card. We have the instrument and the nest. So, yeah. So with the nest here, there's a sense of self-protection as well, of protecting your own depths. The nest is your home and your foundation and your security. Yes. Home and foundation and security, and a sense of needing to protect those things like the mother bird, or you know what I mean, right? Like, yeah. And with the instrument, so that kind of talks about, there's a kind of contrasting energy here, interestingly. So there's like with this nest and the depth, there's like a sense of like needing for like self-protection, you know, to shelter your vulnerability so that your nest doesn't just get like pilfered by predators or thieves or something, right? Fair enough. However, on the other side, there's this instrument, there's this need for like, there's this it's very contradictory, and not contradictory necessarily, but very almost very different or contrasting energies in a way, because the instrument's very like lighthearted, it's fun, it's playful, it's a ukulele, it's like, you know, I can't do a fucking ukulele sound with my mouth. God have mercy on my soul. Imagine if I could make a ukulele sound. Like that's, you know, happy music, right? So there's something like joyful, very lighthearted, very playful, wanting to come out of your depths right now. Like there's very like childlike. It's very childlike and whimsical. I really like that. That's really positive. So there's something very creative and childlike and whimsical that wants to sort of emerge from your depths here, but then at the same time there's a need for like yeah, here's a sense of like you want to have self-protection as well. So fair enough. Okay. All right, next we're going to clarify the Lovers. Let's do that next, the Lovers card. All right, what else can we get? More information, please, about the Lovers. Let's clarify the Lovers card. Ta-da. We got the Helping Hand. Ooh, how? Ooh, how? Someone wants to help you. Someone's offering to help you. My goodness. Someone's offering to collaborate with you. What's so bad about this? I don't see the problem here so far. It's the helping hand. It's like such a positive offer. Like someone, it's like a loving, helpful energy trying to come in and collaborate with you here. Maybe try and like build something with you. Hold on, let's look at this. I don't even remember. Is this the Queen of Wands? Maybe. No, that Queen. It can't be the Queen of Wands. It's it would be the Cat. I have no idea which card this is associated with. Please be patient with me. It's the Queen of Swords, isn't it? The Queen of Swords. Yeah, that's kind of fascinating to think about. So the Queen of Swords, like normally, she's known for being the Queen of Swords is known for being almost cutthroat, like in the sense of like defending her boundaries. Like the Queen of Swords is sort of infamous for that energy of like, I will just cut a bitch off. Like like you can't, you don't fuck around with the Queen of Swords because she will absolutely just cut you off. And like she's like, you know, masterful at her boundaries and maintaining her boundaries, right? Um, and she doesn't like play, like emotional games like with that stuff either, right? Like for her it's like very cut and dry, it's like very rational approach to those type of things. Now, but on the other hand, people don't normally think about the Queen of Swords in this sense, but the Queen of Swords actually is still herself also in her own way a very loving figure. The Queen of Swords is very loving, and it just she expresses it in rational and pragmatic type of ways often. So what that can come as true generosity, like actually, interestingly enough, with the helping hand. So I'll just read this text to you because I find it to be fascinating about the Queen of Swords. So in her right hand, the Queen of Swords holds a sword straight up, a symbol of truth and clarity. Her left hand is extended forward, open to anyone who may need her aid. It is not only okay for you to accept help, it is vital to your survival and growth. Human beings are social animals. We have evolved for thousands of years to flourish in community. It is only through mutually lifting each other up that we thrive and create more resilient communities. Do not let your desire to be independent or concerns that you are not worthy of help prevent you from accepting support when it is offered. None of us were meant to face life's challenges alone. You don't have to do it all alone, baby. You don't have to do it all alone, baby. Listen, you don't have to do it all alone. Listen. The helping hand encourages you to either accept or offer help. In the situations that helping hand has landed on, you are either in need of assistance or in a position to offer it. In need of assistance. Well, yeah. Okay, what this is sensing, this sort of energy is coming now through with the lovers clarified by the Queen of Swords as the helping hand. So this is coming through fascinatingly as someone who is in a state of hyper independence. Now, especially if you, depending on your past and where you've come from, there surely was a phase in your development where developing a healthier sense of independence was a massive amount of growth for you, moving away from codependency, moving away from abusive, toxic situations, learning your own boundaries, sticking up for yourself, becoming emotionally independent, financially independent, all of those. So there's a point in everyone's journey where reaching those higher levels of independence is a massive step forward and it is a massive progress. However, a lot of us have been hurt, you know. A lot of us have been wounded and traumatized around our independence to the point where it starts to turn a little bit malignant into a sort of hyper independence where you start to feel like you can't trust anyone or rely on anyone, or you sort of have to like push it, you know, like who can you really trust or who can you rely, or like, you know what I mean? Like, I will just rely on myself, that fuck it, I'll do it myself. Like if I can't rely on anyone, then I will, only ever rely on myself kind of energy. And okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not gonna, I understand. I'm also more towards that hyper independent side, just out of circumstance. Like I just have had to be like, many times I just ended up like not really being able to rely on anyone else. But that was like a phase in my journey. And then there's also a phase when you get around enough of the cycles where the healing thing for you might be to open and soften your heart and be willing to trust again, and accept help and partnership, even if it puts you in a slightly vulnerable situation. Now, of course, again, still use your discernment, which is why the original message of this was like depth, about like gaining more information about a situation before you make a decision here. So I'm not telling you to make any rash decisions or rush into any deep connections with anyone. However, there is a message here that's wanting to encourage you to be a bit more open to it, to the potential of it. Okay, now we're going to continue on. We still have more cards to pull, more clarifiers. We're going to clarify the maturity card next. Oh, the clouds. Okay, got the clouds. Now this is a bit of a... there's a bit of like an obscuring energy here, or something about the thought processes or the mental processes, and seeing something clearly here. Hold on, we're going to read this one from the book as well. I actually do not know at all which card this is associated to. Thank you for being patient with me. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to edit this one. The clouds. What is this? Oh, it's the Seven of Cups, bro. Oh my god, really? Okay. Okay, thanks for being patient with me. Yeah, all right. It's a Seven of Cups, so the fog rolling in will land on a card to denote that you do not have all of the information. It also may indicate that someone involved is confused or working off of inaccurate perceptions of the situation. Ouch! It hurts me, you guys. Don't do this. Don't do this. Acting off of inaccurate or insufficient information or inaccurate perceptions of the situation. Wow. Okay. So the clouds block out the sun and the stars. They obscure our reality and leaving us to assume that the sky behind them is the same, though we are unable to confirm with our own eyes. In the Seven of Cups, a person attempts to choose between different options. The clouds that surround her represent her inability to see clearly. Without a clear perception of her options, how can she even decide? The clouds represent that which is unknown and the confusion and doubts caused by not knowing. You do not have all of the information, and you are probably finding yourself feeling lost. In these situations, remember that the sky still exists when the clouds are covering it, except that you cannot know everything right now and make the decisions the best that you can. Okay, so interesting. So there's like not even necessarily at this point the possibility to have the full spectrum of information, and you're kind of expected to just work with that here. Now, I would say that the big piece of advice here is with the clouds, to be aware of how your own past experiences are going to be shaping your perceptions and judgments of this situation. Are you prejudiced? Okay. Now that's a strong word. I apologize for that word choice, but it's just accurate. Prejudice. Are you prejudiced? No, I don't. let me go back to the definition of that. Prejudging. Are you making a predetermined judgment based on your past experiences? That's what prejudice is. Okay, like I know that it's some heavy connotations attached to that word. That's not necessarily what I'm trying to get at here, but just the idea of based on your past experiences and the ways that you've been hurt before, or like you think you know already how this is going to go. Like, do you really though? Can you even really know how something is going to go? Or maybe it would be different this time. Maybe it would be different this time. You know what I'm saying? So just drop the prejudices, or at least allow yourself to be aware of where those are for you in your mind and in your thought process here, so that as you're moving forward, as you're trying to make this decision with limited information, as you're trying to gather more information, that you do your best to operate with maturity and to actually see the situation and the offer and the person or the life path or whatever this is clearly. Try your best to see it clearly through the clouds, and just keeping a state of mind about it, that an open state of mind about it, and understanding that you might not even be able to fully see it all clearly right this moment. Okay, so don't finalize your judgments about the thing. Don't set them in stone at this point in time yet. Would be the advice here. Take some time to observe, to gather information, to self-reflect. Okay, but yeah, no rushing into conclusions and judgments here, and no prejudice either. We don't want prejudice here. Okay. Whew. Thanks for sticking with me for these messages. So we're going to go next to the miser. Clarify the miser. Mm-hmm. Oh, so cute. Oh, this really started to feel like a love situation, guys. It's got the winged helmet. This is the Knight of Cups. Wow. This is so sweet, but so like heartbreaking. Not heartbreaking, but like my heart is like tied up in knots from this energy. Like, look at this. So there's the miser and the winged helmet. So the winged helmet is like your dreams, your desires, your fantasies, your romanticism, your romantic ideals, and you're like clutching it close to your chest. Like it's like you won't share it. You're not open to like oh baby. Okay. I want to read this one to you as well. These are yeah, I like reading from the book. Okay. Sue me. The higher graces of imagination. Mm-hmm. So Arthur Waite, the author of the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, describes the winged helmet on the Knight of Cups as referring to those higher graces of the imagination. The term highest graces means to be exceptionally favored by the divine. So we may interpret Waite's description as an imagination so great it seems to be a gift from the heavens. The winged helmet invites you to embody the dreamer. The dreamer sees the world not as it is now, but how wonderful it could be. The love that they could fall into, the art that they could make, the beauty that we could live in if we all just believed. Now is the time to believe that a better outcome is possible and to imagine what that outcome could be. Oh, I just savor those kind of energies. I'm such a romantic. I'm such a dreamer, you guys. And I really want to help bring all of that out of you, because imagine how beautiful this world could be if we all just put a little bit more of that love into it, right? And that, but there's something here like you're either not willing to receive it or you're not willing to give it, or maybe both. Like they're the miser. It's like a closed off energy. It's closed off, babies. Oh no. Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Okay. Well, I don't know. We're gonna come back to that message. I don't have anything else to say about that, but it's pretty clear what that is. Like there's something about romanticism, idealism, dreaming, um, and love and romance, and that's either something like that you're not feeling comfortable sharing or not feeling comfortable receiving. In this current energy here. Or there's a closed offness to it. Okay. Let's continue to the postponement card. Okay. We got the bobbing boats. The bobbing boats. Bobbing boats. This is what? Two pentacles? Two of wands. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. Ah, two of pentacles. Indeed. Two of pentacles. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Love that song. The bobbing boats urges you not to take the card it is clarifying so seriously, even if it is very serious. If you laugh at a situation, you may find yourself better able to handle it. A little humor and good spirit are going to go a long way here. So this is like the cosmic joke of the situation. Okay, yes. Gotta lighten up. Lighten up, babies. The ocean in the background of the Two of Pentacles is rocky, but unlike the sea in the King of Cups, there is something comical about it. Ships bob up and down on its surface like tiny toy boats, and while the boats don't necessarily look safe, it's hard not to smile at the image. Life is pretty messed up, and sometimes it is messed up in bizarre, humiliating, and ridiculous ways. The bobbing boats reminds you that in these moments, you just have to laugh, because how else would you get through it? Sometimes hardship is best accompanied by a sense of humor. Mm-hmm. Yep. There's like a little friggin' cosmic joke here. It's the cosmic joke card. So it's like, just lighten up, man. Lighten up. Don't take it so seriously. My goodness. My goodness. Don't take it so seriously. And so it's like, it's like your heart is maybe on the line here, or your emotions, or your stability, or something here, or like something. But it's like, it's ultimately a joke in the end. It's all just a big cosmic joke, and we're all gonna like giggle our way to the bank in the end. So it's like, what, interesting. Okay, so I'm also getting with this bobbing boats. There's something here about yeah, the whole circumstance kind of just being like outside of your control in a way. With the ocean, I'm imagining, the ocean is like so much larger than the boats. They're just sort of victims of the tide. They're just sort of being like bobbed along for the ride here. And there's a sense about that with you as well here. That you are kind of just along for the ride here. And it's kind of wanting you to embrace that more. Because remember, like back at the beginning, we had this instrument card clarifying the depths on the lake, this instrument. So it's talking about that like lighthearted energy, that playful energy here. There's something about like wanting to take maybe a serious thing, a very serious thing of like, for example, like which relationship to choose. Like, let's say, like, if we're talking about the lovers, we're talking about life path choices, like major life choices here, like things that could be pretty serious. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say there's four boats here, for example. There's four boats on this card. Let's say you can only choose one boat. You know what I mean? Let's say, like, for a relationship, which ship are you going to get on to ride out the rest of your days? Like, for an example, like there's four different options for you here, and you could choose like any of them. So it's kind of a serious choice, because once you make the choice, what ship you get on, then you start off on the journey, and you're not going back. You know what I mean? You're out on the open ocean with that ship and that crew or whatever. You know what I mean? You're in that particular relationship once you've chosen it. So I get it that there's a certain level of seriousness to that, or there's like a level of like the implications of that could, be rather serious in a way. However, also, like, life is just not that fucking serious, guys. It doesn't need to be all that serious. It doesn't need to be. Lighten up. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. That's the advice ultimately on this one. Is like, have fun with it, because this person's energy is so like heavy and morose about it. Like, oh my god, it's like I don't like it. All right, lighten up, lighten up. It'll be okay. One more card, piece of advice here. Let's see, what is the advice or outcome for you? Should I do those separately or the same? I don't know. Let's see. Piece of advice for the viewer here. No, it's way too many cards. Okay. 2 is perhaps acceptable. Let's take 2. You got moment to moment and experiencing. Wow. Those are actually very compatible cards. And also, the moment to moment is the 2 of Pentacles. Again, it's the same as this bobbing boats card. Ooh, wow. Oh, wow, it's so cool. Wait, look at the art of this. It's the same. The waves, the ocean, the waves. It's the same. It's the same card, by the way. These are both the 2 of Pentacles. Um, and they both have these like ocean on them, these like waves going up and down. Wow, that's so freaking cool when that happens. I love when the art from different decks bleeds into each other. All right, so moment to moment and experiencing. The only piece of advice here is like literally just take it moment by moment and like go vibe. Just be vibing. Like what I'm saying, like get out of your head, get out of the, maybe you're like overthinking it or something, but like you just gotta live in the moment more. That's all. That's a straight up moment to moment and experience. Experiencing is about like being fully present, feeling your felt now moment experience, being in the body, being in the senses. Moment to moment is being in the present moment, not thinking about the past, not thinking about the future. Literally, where are you right now? What is the next step? One step ahead of you, one step ahead, because he's walking on these slippery rocks. You know what I'm saying? Um, but he's doing it in a very carefree type of way. He's keeping his balance perfectly because he's fully in the moment. So he's, yeah, if he were, distracted, if he were thinking about his past or his future, like he would very quickly slip and fall and crack his head on these rocks here. Which interestingly, because there's like these waves, and they're talking about with the bobbing boats, sort of like the ways that life can even be almost like humiliating feeling to us sometimes as little egos, right? The kind of circumstances and the way things happen sometimes, but like there's like a certain level of grace through which these things can be navigated, with a certain like the lightheartedness that we were talking about earlier, and then also present moment awareness. All right, we're going to pull a couple clarifying cards. So that's the advice for you here, but let's clarify it. So all right, is there any more? Yeah. I took 2 because I took 2 of the other ones. So we're gonna get 2 of these. Okay, we have the weight and the jackalope. Interesting. Okay, so the weight relates with the 10 of wands. It kind of talks about the idea of so when people want to improve their life, everyone wants to, people's self-development, people want to to grow as people, to improve their lives, to like make things better. Everyone's always trying to add something or another. I need this. I need this relationship, or I need this like new job, or I need this money, or I need this like habit, or I need to work out more, or I need to, whatever. Everyone's trying to add something to make themselves better. There's always like an addition process. Now, how often do we stop and think, how can I like make myself better, make my life better by subtracting something? What can I remove from my life entirely that will make life better for me here? So the weight being like the message of the weight overall, saying like, okay, like you're strong, you're a badass, you can lift so much weight, but like, do you need to be lifting all that weight every day? Like, is that really necessary? Everything you've decided to take on for yourself, all your daily things, is all of it truly necessary, or are you just in a state of existential dread and like flexing your like, you're like, oh my god, I have to do this. I'm saying like, because maybe you don't need all of that weight. Like maybe there's a couple of those logs you could spare to put down. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself a little bit more time and space to just experience things. Yeah. And then the jackalope, that's an interesting one. Was that the Queen of Pentacles? This talks about something about the combination of two things. It's like an antelope and a rabbit here. So it's talking about life springing forward. In the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, a rabbit hops into the frame at the Queen of Pentacles' feet. Rabbits are life springing forward, symbols of fertility, creativity, and spring. So in this deck, they made the rabbit into an antlered jackalope sitting next to the queen. The jackalope is an amalgam, a creature created from combining two animals into one. I am not a parent myself, but many parents I have spoken to tell me that the clash between their identity as a parent and their sense of self outside of that role, creating new things, whether that be art, babies, taxidermied hoax cryptids, or whatever, changes you, and a new self is created along the way. This is a good thing. Would you really wish to stay exactly the same? Oh, all right. Okay, I see now what this is going on here. So there's a withholding. Also, there's maybe like a fear or something, because we were talking before about the idea of like losing sort of like value or like having your value sort of robbed here. So there's the idea of like if you were to go into this new path or go with this new person, like go along, like accept this offer or whatever the situation may be for you. There's going to be a level of merging with the lovers. Like there's a certain amount, like especially, you think of like, especially we're talking about like a romantic partnership and a sexual union. Like there's like your energies like merge for real. You start to take on, and your lives, you start to merge your lives as well, right? And it does change you as a person. It does. So in that sense, your fears are valid, kind of. But however, the question still remains: like, would would that be a bad thing? Like, why would that be a bad thing? You know what I'm saying? Especially like if you pick a really positive influence, and this person's coming in with this helping hand energy. There's like this positive sort of or you pick a positive path for yourself. A project. Again, this doesn't have to be a relationship, by the way. I'm just using that as like that's the easiest, most relatable example for the majority of people. However, this could be a life path or a creative project or something similar as well. But there's like an idea here that engaging into the thing will start to evolve you moment by moment. You'll start to shift. And maybe that's what the withholding is here so far. Like you've sort of sensed that if I start to engage in this thing, it's gonna change me. Yeah. Wow. Like from the depth as well. Like it's gonna change you in a deep as fuck way, bro, sis. Like twin. Like deep, deep change here. It's really beautiful. Like I'm not seeing any indications that there's anything negative about this. Not anything whatsoever. The only thing is like your hesitancy. Mhm. To move forward with this, to step into it, even because you can kind of maybe feel how deeply it's going to change you. So, of course, yeah, naturally, maybe you're a little bit hesitant. You're holding your old self. Your old self is holding back this part, this self, because this part might die, and the miserly part of you also like might die off, like straight up. Like you enter into this situation, like it's gonna crack you the fuck open, crack your heart open in a really beautiful and positive way. Yeah. Now, and it would grow. Like there would be a lot of growth here. Like I would back to what I was saying with the maturity card. There's like so much potential in this energy here for you for personal growth. And I think that's what you're like wanting for sure. But the only thing is like there's, at the point you're at before you actually step into it, there's no guarantees of that. And then also your past fears are all going to come up and tell you like, but what if it's not growing me in a positive direction? What if it like breaks me down? What if I, you know, what if negative situations in the past repeat themselves? All of these kind of things, all this mental sort of clutter and confusion. And right. Because with the clouds cards, I was saying, like when the sky was blocked by the clouds, you can't necessarily see has the sky like changed in the background or not, right? So it's sort of this idea like um, when you're under this state of like confusion, you can't even um, see the present moment reality like clearly for what it is. Yeah. Or it could just be that before you step into the situation, before you just give it a shot, there's not going to be you're gonna just have a lack of information. Like maybe this could be for some of you, like you have to just start taking some cautious steps forward into this to even get enough information to even begin a decision making process. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a little bit abstract, but like, for example, like, to bring this back to again, again, this is just an example, but like dating or like a new relationship or a new love offer or something. Um, you can't really know how that relationship is going to be or how it's going to go or how it's going to feel and how it's going to develop until you just start living it, right? Like you have to just start getting to know the person one step at a time, one date at a time, one conversation at a time, and like slowly it starts to unfold itself and you start to experience this other person like moment by moment. um yeah, and I think there just needs to be a little bit of like trust and faith in yourself here that you can go into this and navigate this and still like keep your Queen of Swords energy, keep your Four of Pentacles energy, keep yourself grounded and stable and balanced, protect your nest, um, and all of that, and still, be open to experiencing the thing. Yeah, you think you can do it? I think you can do it. I think you can. I think there's a good middle way. I think there's a middle road there for you to find. So that's all. That's the message for today. I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope this was interesting or helpful for you. If it was, please click the like button. Comment down below if you have something to say. I always like reading your comments. Subscribe if you're new. Welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I love you. Until next time, with more words from the heart. Bye.